We are live.
We are live. There we are, live on a Thursday morning in Northeast Ohio. It's still cold. There's still a lot of snow all over the place. It's the Bull and Fox with you right here in the bullpen. There we go. There's Dustin. Brought to you by Bet Rivers. The mustache is really taking off right now. It's got a lot. We need a Twitter handle. I know we all hate Twitter now, but we still need a Dustin Fox's mustache Twitter handle, I think. We can't hear you. All right, we'll get Dustin's audio going in a second, and then we'll figure it out.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
So
hey, do we like the mustache, or do we like hate
I
on the
like
mustache?
it. It's hard to pull off. I think 90% of people with mustaches, with a mustache only, look stupid. I think you look good with it. I do. I would tell you. Trust me. If I tell you look stupid, I'd tell you.
I've got a lot of compliments. Some people say I look weird or just look different, but
I mean, it does look different, sure.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of like it.
Most importantly, does your wife like it?
She's indifferent.
Okay, well, as long as she doesn't hate it, then it's fine.
She was like stunned when she came home the one day and I had just shaved off my beard and had the mustache, and she was like, "Oh,
like what happened?"
She did a double take.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, not the same as a wife, obviously, but I remember when I was a kid, my dad had a full beard his entire life, or at least when I knew him. And I was like 9 or 10, and then one day he had shaved the whole beard, and I freaked out. I was like, "That's not my dad. What happened here?"
That's not my dad.
He looked so different that it freaked me out for like a whole day. Oh. But anyway, a lot to get to today. Obviously, the Browns have hired a head coach. They have an offensive line coach locked in. They're probably going to have to retool the whole staff. We'll get to the Jim Schwartz angle of this. Jeremy Fowler was on ESPN Cleveland yesterday. He had some interesting comments. And then I unfortunately haven't had a chance to hear the clip, but I just saw on Twitter, like right as we were starting the show, a quote from Emmanuel Acho that may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, that's strong. I've heard so many dumb things, but it's the dumbest thing I've heard today, at least.
Can you tell me now, or do I have to wait?
I got to tease it. We'll put it out there. We'll get to it later. All right, you see the headline there on the bottom of the screen. The Browns have hired Todd Monken. It happened about 22 hours ago. Obviously, my first reaction, well, I shouldn't say my first reaction, obviously, was I was unhappy with it. 24 hours later, I'm like, okay, now it's time to give the guy a shot, right? We explained all the reasons we didn't like it. But in the end, the guy has been a successful coordinator. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be a successful head coach, but I still don't love it. I still wish they would have picked someone else, but I'm ready to move forward and try to give the guy a chance today. Do you feel that way, or are you still,
I said this yesterday. I was willing to give the guy a chance.
Yeah.
I was willing to give whoever they hired a chance. Like, there's no doubt about that. It's a head scratching hire considering like what we had, and who they interviewed, and then how he just came out of nowhere to get the job. And then on top of everything else, the fallout from Jim Schwartz. I mean, that was the kind of the biggest story yesterday.
Yeah.
It wasn't that Monken got hired. It was like we sort of assumed that, yesterday when they announced Monken was going to be the head coach, that, they for sure are keeping Schwartz then. And then obviously we heard the news later that was not happening. Most likely not happening.
If I'm the Browns now, and a lot of the anger yesterday from me was, some of it is just because I didn't think Todd Monken was the right choice, but a lot of it is just the way the Browns have bungled this whole situation.
Yeah.
Right? Because as you said, Jim Schwartz was pissed, which I assumed all along he would be pissed if they didn't hire him, and rightfully so. Now, if I'm the Browns, I am doing whatever I can, giving him a huge raise, kissing his ass from here to the end of the year. I would do whatever it takes to keep Jim Schwartz. You saw the Instagram post. If you haven't seen it, I guess I could bring it up on my phone. I could, the Instagram post from Myles Garrett. He posted, this was his latest Instagram story. Here, I'll put it up on in front of it. Can you see that?
I mean, I saw the post. So
there you go. I'll put it up on the. There you go. You can't see it great. It's not great, but
not great.
There you go. You can see it. So, Myles Garrett obviously not happy about Jim Schwartz, but if they can find a way to make Schwartz feel better, I think that's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough. It might be impossible. But I would try to, if I'm Jimmy Haslam, I would not let Jim Schwartz go without a fight. Ultimately, if he wants to go, I'd let him go. And he may have no choice if they offer him an assistant head coach position. But if I was Jimmy Haslam, I would exhaust all options to keep him here at this point. Do you think there's any chance that happens?
I mean, I would exhaust all those options. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there's any way that this relationship can be salvaged based off of what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
The lack of communication.
Right.
The disrespect, blatant disrespect for Jim, the job he did, and his interview process. Like, all of it just kind of got thrown out the window. And I don't know if there's anything that, people have speculated that it was Andrew Berry didn't really want this hire, but it was Jimmy Haslam. Have you heard that too?
Yeah, I mean, seems obvious, but
well, and that ultimately is where the problems lie with this organization. I mean, this goes back to when Jimmy overruled Ray Farmer to draft Johnny Manziel. I mean, as long as the owner is involved in this process, like heavily involved, where he gets to make the final say, it's not like, oh, I trust you, I'm signing off no matter what with whoever you want, then it's going to be a problem.
I get that he's the owner. I get it. It's his business. Here's the thing. I can't remember who said this recently. I don't know if it was on UCSS. I don't know if I just heard it randomly. I can't remember, so I apologize to who I heard this, but it's a great point. No, maybe it was Mike Pettin. Anyway, somebody recently said, when Jimmy Haslam made his money at truck stops, right? You look at every owner in sports, almost all of them made a lot of money doing something else and then bought a football team. So when you're a billionaire, obviously you do anything you want. There's no rules. There's no consequences. You do whatever. And you run a business, and you're in theory an expert on that business. Now, sometimes your daddy brought you in, and maybe you're not as much of an expert. But even if that's the case, you might be eventually if you really work at it. But a lot of these guys are self-made. At least half of them are self-made, so they know their business. Then they buy a sports team, and they're used to being the expert. None of these guys. Who's an expert in football? Can you think of a single owner that's an expert in football?
No.
Right?
No. And even the guys who have owned the team the longest are not experts in football.
And what's interesting is the guys that have owned the teams the longest, we'll say like the Hunt family, the Mara family with the Giants, the what do you call it? Well, I can't think of the name of the Steelers family, the Rooney family. What do those three owners have in common? And the Giants have been bad lately, but the owners don't meddle much.
Correct.
The guys that have been around a long kind of know. You got to know what you don't know. Jimmy Haslam still doesn't know what he doesn't know. He's not an expert on football, so why would you not if you love Andrew Berry that much, or whoever your GM is, why would you not trust him to hire the right coach? If you love a coach, why would you not trust him to hire assistants? And that's been the problem with the Browns organization. It's the problem with the Cowboys organization. Why they've done they've had some good regular seasons, but since Jimmy Johnson left, Jimmy Johnson got hired by Jerry Jones when he first got to Dallas. Jimmy Johnson put together those championship teams. Then Jerry Jones didn't like being on the sideline while Jimmy Johnson made all the decisions. And ever since he fully took over, like, creative control, if you will, of the team, the Cowboys have mostly been a disaster and done nothing in the playoffs. And he's the biggest reason why, because he thinks he's a football expert, and he's not.
Correct.
So that's ultimately the problem, and that's what creates all this stuff. And the fact that Jim Schwartz is pissed and that it comes as a surprise to the Browns, which it clearly does, is completely ridiculous, Dustin. Completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jimmy Haslam needs to stay out of his own way, and he just won't. And so that's where we're at. And I just can't believe that after 15 years, or however long he's on the team, 13 years, that he hasn't learned.
No.
And he's very sensitive to the term dysfunction.
Yeah, which clearly
crazy.
Yeah, the way this all went down is another example of how dysfunctional the organization is.
Maybe he should learn another word that starts with D. Delusional.
Yeah. Dumbass.
That's not nice.
All right. Two other things on this that I saw. Number one, first of all, and again, I haven't been able to listen to it yet, but the clip was put out by his show. So he's on some show called Speakeasy. Do you know that show? Emmanuel Acho?
Yes, it's on Fox, FS1.
Okay. Here's a quote from him. And again, I didn't hear it because I can't listen to it right now, but Speakeasy, the name of the show, tweeted this out. So listen to this. He said, quote, "If I'm Shedeur Sanders, why am I listening to Todd Monken? What have you ever won on the NFL level?" You need me to read that again?
Yeah, read it one more time.
Okay. This is Emmanuel Acho saying, "If I'm Shedeur Sanders, why am I listening to Todd Monken? What have you won on an NFL level?"
Yeah,
what?
That's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Shedeur's not Tom Brady.
What is he talking about? Even if he were Tom Brady, you don't think Tom Brady would listen to Todd Monken? He's the coach. He's been in the league 20 years. You may not think it's a great hire, but we don't know.
That's crazy.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Oh, that was jarring.
I mean, Emmanuel Acho, could you sound like more of an asshole? Some people on the Shedeur Sanders front just say such stupid shit. I mean, it's really ridiculous. What is he talking about?
You're fired up today.
Well, it's just such an idiotic comment.
I know. It is ridiculous. And there's this certain segment of fans or people in the media that have just really anointed Shedeur without him doing anything. And I'm far from saying he's not going to be any good, but he hasn't done shit.
Well, but that's why, because I had somebody send me a Twitter message the other day saying he wants to punch me in the face.
Okay.
Because I hate Shedeur Sanders.
That's nice.
And he kind of apologized for it after, and we were joking around. And I was like, listen, I don't hate Shedeur Sanders. I'm just not one of these clowns in the media who are just kissing his ass every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Trust me, if I hated Shedeur Sanders, I'd say it. I'm not afraid to say I hate players. I probably shouldn't, but I do. I've said it a million times. But if you give your honest opinion on Shedeur Sanders, and it's either neutral or people perceive it as slightly negative, it means you hate him. That's ridiculous.
Totally ridiculous.
But idiotic comments like Emmanuel Acho saying, "Why would I listen to Todd Monken?" It's just fucking crazy.
Batshit crazy, if you will.
It's so stupid. I mean, I'm just baffled by the idiocy of that comment.
Well, I don't know that many people watch that show.
I never even heard of it.
How did you see the clip? Was it just on your feed or something?
This guy, somebody I follow on Twitter retweeted it. That's the only reason I saw it. Because I don't follow it. I mean, I don't even know what. I mean, this is ridiculous. One other thing I did see, this is not ridiculous. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN was on ESPN Radio here in Cleveland. And he was asked about the quarterback room for the Browns. And here's what he said. Let me read you this quote. He said, quote, "I expect the Browns to add there. I think the shakeup will be there, regardless if it was Monken or someone else." And then he mentioned two quarterbacks to keep an eye on: Malik Willis and Ty Simpson. I wanted to drill down on Ty Simpson a little bit, Dustin, because Ty Simpson got off to a great start this year. He struggled down the stretch, but he's only started in college for 1 year. The track record of quarterbacks coming into the NFL off of 1 year of starting in college is not good. It's not good, right? All the quarterbacks that have done that have been busts in the NFL. Doesn't mean that, not a long list, there's not that many guys. But you got Dwayne Haskins, RIP, obviously. You've got Mitch Trubisky, and you've got Anthony Richardson. Those are the last 3 guys to come in the NFL off of 1 year as a starter, and they've all been, obviously, none of them worked out in the NFL to this point. Obviously, with Trubisky and Richardson, I guess there's a chance in the future, especially Richardson. He's younger. What do you think of Ty Simpson, and do you think there's a chance the Browns might draft him with their second first-round pick?
With pick 24?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be probably a good spot for him. I don't think he's going to be that high of a draft prospect. I mean, I think he's got a chance to develop. You said his biggest weakness is that he's only played 1 year.
Right.
Now he does have a lot of ability. He had a really strong end of the year. Not great in the postseason.
Right.
But to the regular season, Georgia, Vandy, Missouri, Tennessee were all pretty good games down the stretch. I don't know. I'd have to study him a little bit more. I never really watched him play at Bama this year and thought, man, that guy looked good in brown and orange. I didn't really feel that way about him, but I mean, obviously they need a quarterback and they don't have one yet.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'd take him for this reason, but in a college football landscape where everybody is changing teams every 2 seconds, he stuck around as a backup at Alabama for 3 years before he got his chance.
Says something.
Yeah. The measurables 6'2", 208. You think he's legit 6'2"? I don't know. I guess you're not looking at him that carefully.
6'2", 208? I don't know. If he's listed at 6'2", he's probably a little 6 foot and a half, 6'1".
Yeah, which is big enough. I mean, it's not great, but I guess we'll find out at the combine next month. So that's right around the corner. But and what about Malik Willis? You and I have talked about this. For me, if I'm going to go the Malik Willis route, I'd rather just stick with Shedeur Sanders. To me, Shedeur Sanders has just as good a chance of becoming a starting quarterback, a good starting quarterback in the NFL, as Malik Willis. Would you rather have Malik Willis, or would you like to have them both? I don't know.
I honestly could not tell you one way or the other. I don't have a preference. I think Malik Willis probably is more ready to play now, just because he's got experience being in the league. You know, he started some games. There's something to be said for that. Also, he was in, pretty good organization, a pretty talented offense, had a chance to learn some pretty cool stuff there in Green Bay. So I'm interested in Malik Willis. I wouldn't bank on him being the franchise quarterback, but I do think that with this era, and I say era meaning the last 5 years where guys have really kind of flourished in other places, there's a chance.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
Okay. Let's get to some fan comments here. The Battle of Ohio says, "Let's go, Monken, Warhop. Things are changing." Warhop is the new offensive line coach. He was here with Joe Thomas.
He was. That name does sound familiar. Yeah.
Let's see. Craig Werlow. Let's see. Losing your DC, your best player is pissed. Yeah, Brown's doing Brown's things. Sammy Hill with the Bull and Fox emojis. Z, love the show, guys. You two are the best.
Thank you.
Big Dave Lee. This is another tank job season, obviously. Monken has been passed over for decades, so of course we hire him. Starch for Arch. Big Dog says he's not happy, but he said no to the organization. He said no. The organization did it to him in the coach. I don't understand. Fatal Cheeseburger. If I'm the Browns, I convinced Jimmy to sell the team to someone who has their head out of their ass. Yes. B. Skrill says I'm late. Bruce Gwynn says Schwartz. It's Schwartz is done. Move on.
Schwartz.
Not Schwartz. Jay says absolute clown show that's worse. Some Mary Kay acting like they just hired Bill Belichick. Well, listen, if Mary Kay likes the hiring, maybe she's right. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. B. Skrills, Miles might get traded now. Miles is not getting traded.
You can't love the hire and be like, this is the best hire. This is the right. There's just no way you can. The Browns have no track record of doing anything right.
No.
So
he's never been a head coach. So, listen, he might be good.
Look,
we don't know.
You may think that Todd Monken's got a chance.
Yeah.
Of course he's got a chance. Everyone's got a chance. But to go on the air and say that he's the guy and this was the right hire and this was the first pick or this is going to change things. Like, it's just, come on, man.
Now, the last older head coach to get his first opportunity was Bruce Arians, and he did well. Can Todd Monken be the same? I wouldn't hold my breath. But you never know. Okay. We get some more comments here. Rocco knows Acho is a clickbaiter and just wants views. Don't feed into his nonsense. Jay says even terrible owners like Donald Sterling and the dude from the Phoenix Suns luck into some good seasons. Jimmy's on another level of suck. Freddie Black. Do you work with any of these clowns? What clowns? I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about.
What clowns is he talking about?
I don't know. Question for Dustin from Freddie. Yes. Does outside social media noise like this is around Sanders affect decisions by coaches and players?
Good question. I mean, I think that everyone would say no, but I think there's 1,000% a chance that it does.
Yeah.
Because we're humans.
Yes.
And whether we want to admit it or not, we hear the noise, we see the noise. We could say we don't believe it or we don't let it affect us, but it does.
It can, come on. Not all the time, right? But sometimes it does. It has to.
If they truly are, living in a bubble and not paying attention to it, which is certainly possible. Like Andrew Berry, if he were smart, would not ever be on social media.
I'm sure he's not.
And maybe he's not.
Yeah.
Do you think he's not?
I think Andrew Berry is not on social media. That'd be my guess.
Okay. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. For sure should not be. But I don't know, man. Like it's like how we get our news now. And we get like I always say I'm gonna get rid of, social media and I'll delete it off my phone from time to time. I don't really check my mentions more than I use it for news.
Yeah.
But man, if you're Andrew Berry and you're scrolling through your feed, you may be seeing some hate, man.
Yeah. That's part of the job. I mean, it just is. And we get hate, right? I get nasty stuff said to me all the time. Honestly, 95% of it doesn't bother me, but there's times where it gets under your skin. It happens. Let's see. Mary Jane Jamie says, I hate everything about what the Browns are doing. Dawn's Love, Bull, will you be on the panel today? I will. Residue says, no one looks good in brown and orange. Uniform change. Big Dog, just like Sean King said, y'all people like Bull, who y'all think y'all want Dart. I don't know. I don't
know what's going on there.
Miss Nurse Fancy, Bull, I want to see you look like the thumbnail again. I got to get I'm going to be even thinner than that, hopefully. I'm not.
When is your procedure?
March
February?
19th. Okay. I was hoping for February the whole time, but by the time all the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted, I had to wait till March. But March 19th, it's set in stone now.
Do you have to do anything before you have the surgery?
So this.
Yeah, I mean, Cliff Notes it.
Yeah. Okay, here's the Cliff Notes. For 2 weeks before the surgery, I can only eat one meal a day, and it's got to be a very, 4 ounces of protein. The rest of the day, I drink liquid protein, basically.
Okay.
For 2 weeks after the surgery, only liquid protein, nothing else. I can't eat anything else but liquid protein. 2 weeks after that, only liquid protein or pureed food. That's it. And then 2 weeks after that, I could start eating very soft foods, like some soups. So basically for 8 weeks, I can eat almost nothing that I'd want to eat.
So by June, you'll be eating real food.
Yeah, but my stomach is being essentially cut down from the size of a football to the size of an egg. So I have forever. I have two. I'm gonna have two choices. I either have to eat like a skinny person, or I'm gonna be sick every day. That's basically what it comes down to. Maybe not every day, but I'm gonna get sick a lot.
Yeah, your mind and your gut will train.
Yeah.
So.
Supposedly after the surgery, there's two types. One's called the sleeve, and one's called the full gastric bypass. The Roux-en-Y is the name. That's the one I'm having. People tend to lose more weight. My doctor has suggested I could lose 150 pounds in 18 months.
Yeah, you'll lose 50 pounds in the first 6 months.
Oh,
easily.
I might lose. I might lose
80.
50 pounds in that 8-week stretch. That's
Oh yeah.
So my goal is to get to 199 pounds, which would be 159 pounds of weight loss. So I want to play. I want to be on a softball team in the summer of 27. So
okay,
that's the goal.
Good.
All right, let's get to a couple more things from the fans. Mary Jane says, even if the offense improves, the defense will take a major step back. Aaron says, is Jim just pissed or is actually gone? He's pissed. He's not actually gone yet. He still has a contract with the Browns. We'll see. Let's see. Jay says, Sam Darnold has had talent around him in the last 2 years. You'd have to trade a second-round pick for Mac. I didn't even bring up Mac Jones. I'm not really interested in Mac Jones personally. Big Dog says, y'all two sound stupid. Y'all tell me they still need a quarterback. Alabama quarterback ties. Steelers only played 1 year, and he's sorry as fuck.
What do you mean we sound stupid?
I don't know.
Who's the quarterback?
He's saying Shador, I guess.
She's got a chance.
He's got a chance, yeah. Mark says, good morning, guys. With all the football news from all the teams looking for a coach, it's becoming kind of overloaded. We will just have to wait and see as the coaches turn teams around a lot. Real sleeper, Bull about to be on Baywatch. Yeah, I don't think so. Jimmy Henderson, good luck. You're saving your life. Thank you, Jimmy. Akron Hot Saucers says, my wife had the sleeve done a year ago, and she's lost 100 pounds. Good for her, Akron Hot Saucers. Congratulations to her. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Real Sleeper, damn Bull, get it. Praying for you. Thank you, Real Sleeper. And Ski Slope Logan says, good luck. I appreciate all the love, people, and I'll obviously let you know. So March 18th will be my last day working for the month. And then my plan right now is to do a podcast with you on March 31st or 30th, the last day of March, which would be a little less than 2 weeks after the surgery. We'll see if I'm up for it, and then go back to UCSS that Wednesday, April 1st. We'll see. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate it, as always. Thanks to Levi and Alex and Z for producing today. And, again, thanks to all of you. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Please download the BetRivers app if you haven't done so already. We'll be back together on Tuesday at 9 a.m. I'll have Zach Jackson tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Until then, we'll talk to you next time. Where else? Right here. It's Bull and Fox in the Bullpen. See you, everybody.
Stay warm.
Oh, yeah.